This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2768, Frugal by Choice by Tonya with Frugalwoods.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Now let's get to today's post as we optimize your life. Frugal by Choice by Tonya with Frugalwoods.com. If you were to ask my 27-year-old self what frugality means, I would have probably lumped the word in with people who are cheap. In those days, I used to stroll through the streets of Seattle, browsing all the super kitschy shops in the Capital District where I lived. Believe me, there was no shortage of those shops. I'd buy completely random things. A Super 8 camera, which I think I used once. Funky candles, pillows, and other home decor which I thought were all part of my cool identity. Come on, it was Seattle in the 90s. I would also go downtown, which was very close, and spend a lot at Nordstrom and then pick up a bunch of things at Pike Place Market. I freaking loved shopping in Seattle. And then there was music. I spent so much on CDs and live shows. I'm pretty sure 4 of 7 days of the week, I was seeing live music. And I was meticulous about displaying my thousands, yes, thousands of CDs in my fancy CD holder. I always had pretty good jobs in my 20s and 30s. I was in and out of debt, but never much, and I never had any student loans. But aside from contributing to my company 401k, I was really doing a poor job of saving any money. One look at my old diary entries tells me that. Dear Diary. Okay, I never used to write that. I really have to get better about saving money. I did write that, a lot. Here's the gist of most of my 20s and 30s when it came to money. I was absolutely mindless. You made money, you spent money, and you had a good time. In my last long-term relationship, I thought my boyfriend was super cheap. I could not understand why he didn't want to go out to nice dinners and have all these nice things, except for all his cycling equipment. But it was really me that had no concept of good money habits, not him. You'd think my wake-up call would have come when I was laid off in 2008, right at the start of the recession. But sadly, I packed away a good majority of my savings on beach volleyball lessons, eating out, and traveling, with very little freelance work coming my way. I was 38 at the time and still hadn't followed any type of budget or devised a plan of making my savings stretch. I try not to look back with regret, but it's hard not to. I guess you can only live and learn. My rock bottom came when my car was towed the day after Valentine's Day in 2012. I started a blog talking about money and realized I needed to drastically change my life. Frugality as a necessity. I think there's a huge difference between being frugal by choice versus being forced into it like I felt I was. Dinners out with friends had to be cut. I had to see fewer movies at the theater. And every potential purchase became a harsh internal deliberation. It was a drag, and I was very pouty about it. Frugality as a game. After a year or two during which frugality felt hard, I started to make it into sort of a game. What could I cut from my life? What could I sell or just get rid of? What side hustles could I take on to earn some extra cash? Saying no to friends' extravagant birthday parties or girls' night out gave me a pep in my step that I had willpower. Not getting any more parking tickets felt like a big F you to the man. Okay, I can get used to this. Frugality as a choice. And finally, there came a time where frugality no longer felt like just a necessity or just a game, but a way of life. Now I walk by tempting racks of magazines without blinking an eye. I can read them for free at the library. Saying no to events that cost money that I don't want to spend does not make me feel guilty. Seeing friends with fancy cars or clothes does not make me feel envious. Not feeling envious of friends' travel, however, I'm still working on. The most important thing that has come out of this whole journey of spending to frugality is this: mindfulness, as in I have it now. I went through so much of my life completely mindless about money. And when I stop and think about it, just where are all those things I bought in my 20s and 30s that made me happy? Nowhere. It took me forever to get rid of all those CDs that I had accumulated. Knowing that you seem to get rid of 80% of the things you usually buy makes not buying things without mindful consideration a pretty easy decision. When it comes to frugal living, I'm by no means as hardcore as the Frugalwoods, but frugality is not a competition. It's simply a way to be smart about your purchases and know why you're spending and saving. That is now my definition of frugality. You just listened to the post titled Frugal by Choice by Tonya with Frugalwoods.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Have you been frustrated with personal finance apps that are cluttered with ads, difficult to use, or rarely updated? So is Monarch. They built a new kind of personal finance app that's intuitive and powerful, ad-free, and constantly improving based on customer feedback. Maybe you're saving for a down payment, a wedding, a dream vacation, your kids' college. I found that Monarch makes it so easy to help you reach your financial goals, whatever they are. I definitely wouldn't be able to allocate my finances or plan as clearly without help from Monarch. In fact, Monarch is the top-rated all-in-one personal finance app. It gives you a comprehensive view of all of your accounts, investments, transactions, and more. Create custom budgets, set goals, and collaborate with your partner. And now get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/OFD. After trying out Monarch for myself, I understand why it's the top-rated personal finance app. And right now, get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/OFD. That's monarchmoney.com/OFD for your extended 30-day free trial. Articles like this always make me think about the difference between being cheap and being frugal. Being cheap often stems from a mindset of scarcity and fear of not having enough. It's about prioritizing immediate savings above all else, sometimes to the point of being penny-wise and pound-foolish. Cheapness can lead to missed opportunities and a narrow focus on short-term gains, without considering the long-term consequences or value of investments. It's like living in a constant state of financial anxiety, where every purchase feels like a threat to your bank account. Being frugal, on the other hand, is rooted in a mindset of abundance and mindfulness. It's not just about saving money. It's about maximizing the utility and satisfaction derived from every dollar spent. Frugality involves a thoughtful examination of needs versus wants, weighing the costs and benefits of different options, and making deliberate choices that align with one's values and goals. It's about finding creative ways to stretch resources and cultivate a sense of contentment and fulfillment that goes beyond material possessions. It's not just about spending less. It's about living more intentionally and resourcefully, enriching your life in ways that transcend mere dollars and cents. But that will do it for today. Have a great day and start to your weekend. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back here reading to you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.